in the governance procedure. After 2 years of fight, deliberation, and this is what is going to, I am going to present this. We are now given to the print. I think month end I am going to give a report. This will have a sea change in the recruitment of the civil service, including the IAS, IFS, all these sectors and also other civil services. And unless you change this, come to the new regime of this kind of a culture, I don't think whatever you plan, ultimately it will not percolate to the every segment of the society in India. I am addressing that, and I must also tell you that I was telling you about how Silicon Valley came out. I'm just telling you because you are all some of them some of you are successful entrepreneurs, and some of them are just coming up emerging as great entrepreneurs. I must tell you that this is what I experienced when I started the electronic city, the environment. I used to take the bank chairmen to all over my district, rural area. I don't know, I think Rammohan Rao later, earlier. I used to take all of them with me. I tell the bankers, our officers, spend 2 days in a rural district. Let us go around. This is how the industrial culture in Karnataka was developed in the 70s and the 80s. So I will tell you that what is Silicon Valley? I just pose some questions and leave it. It is a geographic location, but also a state of mind. It's not just Silicon Valley can be calculated anywhere, but the state of mind, that is important. The desire to make dent in the world. It is not just a career, it is a cause. I am telling you, the entrepreneurs here who are gathered here, don't worry, this is obstacle, that is obstacle, that environment is not there, not conducive, this government is doing this, they are obstructing that. But if you can have a state of mind that can create many. That is how today, if there is in Asia, is that the alternative Silicon Valley, that is Bangalore, that is because we changed the state of mind. This is the only simple. It doesn't require more intelligence, and it doesn't require, the big money. I have no money at all. As a small scale industry, I had a small budget. With that small budget, I made a big thing. Today, so many entrepreneurs like, Narayan Murthy and many of them, they could emerge. This is state of mind which needs to be changed. I would like to call you, after all, many a time, we say that you must have big degrees, become the entrepreneur. I must quote, that, I'm a poet. I've written 5,000 pages of Ramayana Mahanishan. And, this is how, once Draupadi was listening to Vedavyasa and immediately asked him, Draupadi asked him, if this life is not long enough to acquire the knowledge of all books and sciences of the world, then what should man do? Vedavyasa laughed and he said, I quote, it would have been better if your name had been Krishna. She is Krishna. She is called Krishna, Draupadi. But the Vedavyasa said, your name should have been not Krishna, but Krishna, that means thirst. Instead of Krishna. Daughter, thirst gives pain, but the thirst of knowledge is full of bliss. It is not quenched in 1,000 births, let alone one birth. Thirst is quenched by drinking water, but on drinking knowledge, the thirst for knowledge becomes yet stronger, and it cannot be quenched. Becomes still stronger. But on the drinking knowledge, the thirst for knowledge becomes yet stronger. Once this thirst is quenched, the road to knowledge is blocked. That's why, as an entrepreneur, you must always have a thirst, acquire more knowledge, go for more innovation. Don't stop just at that. When you stop it, you are handicapped. This is what many a time when I found, because I've been in industries minister, the chief minister, I was handling many portfolios. This is where some entrepreneurs get stagnated. Don't stop at that. The life that ends by gathering multicolored shells of knowledge from the source of eternal time. That is the meaningful life. Vedavyasa against he smiled and said, I quote, is there any paucity of books of knowledge? This vast cosmos is a library. From each atom and molecule to every plant and star, all are books of his creation. Its pages are the experiences of every moment linked to this earth's dust particles. Therefore, every experience of life is a subject for study. Innumerable scholars, poets, sages, seers, wise men have not been able to unveil this mystery of life. Daughter, what is the need for any more books? Study life. This is the lesson one has to learn. Study the life. Substantiate the mobility of life. God has created each of us for a particular purpose. Many incidents of your life are waiting for you. They will be your life's supreme study. Go, prepare yourself for them and prove your worth. This is the call I give to all entrepreneurs. Do that. Learn around. Even the smallest man, you find around the street, there's something to study from you. You enrich yourself. You understand. This is how the real market study is not made by only the Wall Street or only the Bombay dollar market. With that, you will have to change your antenna towards that person who is at the bottom of the pyramid. India's strength lies in the bottom of the pyramid. India has a future. We can't be attacked at all. Any turbulence, whether all around, tsunami, economic tsunami, ultimately, that is how, having understood India, having discovered the ethos of India, Jawaharlal Nehru injected the philosophy of mixed economy. That having understood this, history of this India, we need not go for international market to study economics. Having understood that, Indira Gandhi nationalized the bank. Today, other day, George Bush has said, we have to think of nationalizing the banks. This is the sustaining power of India. Because our roots are very strong, and that is why the gigantic tree of Indian economy cannot be uprooted at all. This is the strength of India. Let us try to understand. But only one thing which we lack. That, everything, this is I quoting Albert Einstein. He said, everything in the world has changed except our thinking. If we change our thinking, Indians change the thinking for us, India will change, you will change. Other day I went to Bangkok, there is the biggest international art form called the Suvarna Bhumi. When I just entered, I find big images of Samudra Manthan. A big Samudra Manthan, Devatas, Rakshasas, pulling that serpent, I could find, it's a Buddhist country, not a Hindu country. When I asked them, they said, this is the Samudra Manthan. This is the churning of the mind which we like to intend to inject into the minds of the people. But India stopped our churning after 10 avatars. After 10 avatars we stopped. I think there is a need to revive that kind of a churning so that we will have many more avatars. And every one of us should be the participants of that great ethos of avatar. This is what I feel we will have to really think about it. So, you are all meeting today with a great mission to see that, we develop entrepreneurship. And entrepreneurship without a proper connectivity of the investors, connectivity of the great institutions like the ISB is no meaning, because after all, it's a comprehensive development of the mind and the entrepreneurship which we need to really do it. But we should have a leadership. That quality will have to be developed. Every internship book, you are not a clock innovation. You are not a cog in the machine, you are a leader. I must tell you that, the leader has the twofold job of being a coach cum player. You are both a player and also a coach. Do not forget about it. He is the lead player who has acquired experience, knowledge and skills over the years. As a coach or mentor of his team, he should provide direction and help his team formulate the appropriate strategy to achieve the objectives as set. Further, he should have the capacity to inspire his team, and both as a player and a coach to implement the strategy and meet the desired objective. So, the decisiveness is a fundamental, quality of a leader. It reflects an attitude of courage to tackle tough issues, take chances, test new ideas and best practices. It is in many ways that what separates the leader from the crowd as a strong, confident individual, an individual who is not scared of failure and is in fact willing to learn from them and thus emerge stronger. This is what we should cultivate. Once you become a leader, you are leading. You don't become a leader. Leadership do not come unless you dare and act and be adventurous, take risks. And this is how the entrepreneurs like Dr. Sini Raju has come up. He knows it. What I used to do as a child, when I come across a bonfire, we used to, in our field, we used to put the bonfire. Then, I never used to turn around, but I used to walk on the bonfire, get myself hurt. This is how our entrepreneurs should develop. India has the potential. Indians have the potential. But change. This is what Mahatma Gandhi said. Be the change, everything else will change. You be the change first. Then rest of it will change. I think this is the call which I would like to give to all the entrepreneurs here. Be the change, India will change. Thank you very much for this.